প্রথম চিত্রে যা দেখতে পাচ্ছি লোকগুলি বাড়ির দিকে ছুটে যাচ্ছে কেন? যদি এদের কোনো ভার গৃহ না থাকতো তাহলে এদের অবস্থা কি হতো?
For ages, primary education in Bangladesh meant hours and hours of sitting in class, listening to teachers' lectures. The atmosphere was rigid, strict, and even intimidating. The teacher-student relationship was one-way and impersonal. It was a moment of great relief when the bell rang at the end of the class. But now there are over 700 primary schools in Bangladesh, where learning can be challenging and fun. These schools, run by the primary education program of GSS, are introducing a whole new concept of quality education in the country. The atmosphere in GSS schools is very relaxed, but it hides a systematically planned and structured regimen of activities, both for the teacher and the students. The children are absorbed in all kinds of purposeful activities. They are interacting with one another and also with the teacher. The teacher is not engaged in teaching but in facilitating to ensure that each child was actively engaged in a purposeful activity every moment of the class.
The approach we are using here, it is known as child-centered approach, where you take account of the differences among children. Each child is an individual, so they're different from each other. So when you give a child education, you should be considering his or her ability, pace, understanding, interest, and you should work on that.
Every day, the class begins with a half-hour-long session where the teacher leads a discussion with the whole class. Language development is at the center of teaching learning in GSS schools. The aim is to ensure that each child became an independent reader and developed an urge to read and was able to write independently and creatively. A number of matching and reading games are developed as support materials.
সবাই আছে কার কাছে? সবাই আছে মাখনের কাছে। সবাই বলো সবাই। সবাই আমি মাখনকে দিয়ে দিলাম। দেখো এলো আছে কার কাছে? এলো আমার কাছে। এলো আছে রাজীবের কাছে। সবাই বলো এলো। এলো। সবাই বলো এলো। এলো। এলো আমি রাজীবকে।
These games help children learn new words interactively and also outside the textbook context.
ছাগল ছানা কাক ভিনা দিন নাচে। ছাগল ছানা কাক ভিনা দিন নাচে। আমি ছাগল ছানার সাথে নাচি।
The teacher is required to listen to each child for at least 1 minute every day. The teacher then records the learner's progress, which help her plan her weekly lessons for each individual child. Children can only learn to read by reading, and children will want to read if the books are colorful and interesting. So they need a large number of such storybooks inside the classroom. These books are specially designed by GSS to be developmentally appropriate.
প্রথম বইটা আছে লাল বল লাল পুতুল। যে আমি বল খেলি, আমি পুতুল খেলি, আমার লাল বল আছে, মানে ওরা যা করে ঠিক ওইভাবে এই বইগুলো তৈরি, যেন ওরা তাড়াতাড়ি এটাকে ধরতে পারে। আর সরকারি যে বইটা আছে ওয়ানের প্রথম, এটা হলো যে এরা 2-3টা বই পার হয়ে সেই বইটা পড়ে, কারণ ওখানে কিছু কঠিন কঠিন শব্দ আছে যেটা বাচ্চারা হয়তো মনে রাখতে পারতেছে না, হয়তো তাড়াতাড়ি ভুলে যাচ্ছে, করতে পারতেছে না। এই ধরনের এই বইগুলো পড়ার মানে সংস্থার যে বইগুলো, এই বইগুলো পড়ার সাথে সাথে ওদের মধ্যে মানে শব্দের বৃদ্ধি হয়ে যাচ্ছে, যার কারণে ওরা এরপরে বাংলা বইগুলো পড়তে, সরকারি বইগুলো পড়তে অসুবিধা হচ্ছে না।
Similarly, writing is also introduced contextually. Students are encouraged to draw pictures of whatever they like.
তোমার বাবা থেকে কি আনবে?
আলু আনবে, ডাল আনবে, চাল আনবে, বাদাম আমার।
The teacher then asks the learner to explain their drawings, and the child tells in her own words what she had drawn. The teacher then writes the child exact words below the picture. The child copies the teacher's writing. This allows the child to see for herself that the act of writing was, like drawing, another way of expressing her thoughts. Gradually, the child is able to express her thoughts in writing and become independent writer. In learning mathematics, instead of rote learning the symbols representing numbers, symbols are broken down into concrete objects so that children understand the numbers in different contexts. This makes the functions of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division more meaningful.
আটটা বিচিকে আমরা দুইটা ভাগে ভাগ করতে পারি, এখানে এক ভাগ রাখবো, এখানে এক ভাগ রাখবো। এখান থেকে আটটা বিচি থেকে বিচি রাখলাম, আবার একে একটা বিচি রাখলাম, এখানে একটা বিচি রাখলাম, এখানে রাখলাম, আছে চারটা। হ্যাঁ, তাহলে 8কে 2 ভাগ করলে কত হবে? 4। 8টা বিচিকে দুইটা ছোট জুড়িতে ভাগ করে দিলে কত হবে? 4।
But the real challenge is to help children develop their skills to use mathematical concept in real-life situations. A simulation shop is one of the most popular games which combine a wide range of mathematical functions, integrating numbers, weights and measures.
এটা কি বলো তো? পেঁপে। এটা কি? পেঁপে। পেঁপে। তুমি বলো তো এটা কি? পেঁপে। পেঁপে। পেঁপে খেলে কি হয়?
শক্তি হয়।
Every week in Ananda Niketan school, the children are engaged in a project. Topics are selected from science and social science subjects and from their own immediate environment. The project not only help children learn information and acquire knowledge, they also help students develop their analytical skills, power of observation, discussion abilities, and social awareness.
বেগুন খেলে কি হয় বলো তো? হ্যাঁ, মিষ্টি কুমড়া খেলে রাতকানা রোগ হয় না।
Children's drawings and conclusions from discussions are assembled in a class book. and then displayed on the classroom wall for all to see the fine works of the students. GSS teachers are given a 15-day initial training in one of its 6 regional training centers. 89% of Ananda Niketan teachers are women from the community with a minimum of 10 years of education. The real strength of GSS teacher training is its on-the-job training in one of the many training schools linked to the RTCs.
লিখছেন কত তারিখের করে
25 তারিখের করে
লেখা দেখাইছেন কয়জনকে 4জনকে
Once the teacher joins a new school, each new teacher is supported by a supervisor every day in her own classroom for a period of 6 months.
দ্বিতীয় রাউন্ডে 4জনকে পড়াবেন আর 4জনকে লেখা দেখাবেন তৃতীয় রাউন্ডেও 4জনকে পড়াবেন 4জনকে লেখা দেখাবেন লেখা দেখানো ওইখানে এরকম বলছি
খেলতে
যাও
খুব মজা মজা আজ তুলে দিয়ে
To enhance the teacher's subject-based knowledge, especially in grades 3, 4 and 5, they are trained to develop and use a wide range of educational materials covering science, environment and life skills. GSS builds on the government curriculum. It has developed a wide selection of supplementary materials, including reading schemes in both Bangla and English, and resource books. These books are developed by program specialists and GSS artists. The books are attractive, colorful, and rich in content. In terms of learner performance, the charts show overall dropout rates at around 8% for urban and rural schools. In terms of achievement, overall, around 84% achieve competency level in reading, over 88% in writing, and 85% in mathematics. So what is the cost of quality education? Unit cost of learner attending a rural school is around $27 per year and an urban school around $45.
GSS's aim is to influence the government to adopt this methodology in the mainstream classrooms so that every child of Bangladesh gets the benefit of education.
The new concept of schooling introduced by GSS has set a new standard in primary education in Bangladesh and has attracted a number of countries in the South Asian region. The students of this school read and write better and know better how to express themselves.
এই জায়গার ছাত্র যে জায়গায় গেছে উজ্জ্বল হয়ে আসতেছে তাদের জন্য আমাদের এই জায়গার ছাত্র যে দূর গেছে সে দূর তারা চিন্তা করতেছে যে এই ছাত্র কি করে দাবায় রাখবো মানে সুন্দর পড়ায় জায়গার আজ যত দূর পড়াবে অতি সুন্দর
From reading and writing to playing games, everything that children do is part of a whole learning experience. When they go home after each day's class, they leave their books behind but take their competencies and knowledge with them. In this way, what they learn is never lost.